Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin and we'll have a discussion about this right here. Everybody's that's a pretty nasty red candle up there, guys. On the weekly chart. I'm on the CME futures, guys, just because this is a chart that I have cleaned up. Sometimes you can double check between Bitcoin charts, the CME's futures chart on Bitcoin, and go to this chart and get like some more clues sometimes, but generally it's going to go on the same path, obviously. But and by the way, if you just land here, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, be really, really appreciated. There's a candle right there. There's a candle right there, guys. So here's the deal. The levels that I'm looking for, I think we're going to have a good shot for 25,290, right where I have that red line. Basically, that's 25,290, and a bounce off there is what I'm going to be looking for. If it does do that, that is 100% bullish, guys. So calling the Bears cheering for victory is premature. It's premature. Bears can call victory once it's back down here to 10K. Then I will say you won. Until then, you haven't won yet. Not even close. So, and I was bearish over here, guys. Don't get me wrong. I was bearish all through here, through here. I didn't even mess with this right here on the long side. I was so, I was like, this ain't, I could just tell by the sense of it. It didn't even seem right how Bitcoin was moving. So I was in a couple longs and I got out on this. But other than that, I was just doing the long plays all through here. And then I started turning bullish right here. Okay. So with Bitcoin over here, this 25,200. So here's the deal, guys. We might have a wait for this correction to be over. I think it's going to extend the correction. Right now, as far as time, I'm be looking for is the first week of May in that area. It could be a little bit earlier. I'm just giving you a general area, okay, guys? So that means it could be the last week of April to the second week of May. I'm giving that ballpark area. So generally speaking, if I cut it down the middle, the first week of May to see what it's going to go on through here, okay, guys? For the correction, okay? Because I don't think it's over. I think it's going to be coming down maybe a little bit more on that wedge all the way to the bottom right there, like 26.9, 26.8. I think it's going to creep down there. And there might be a counter trend this direction, and it's going to come back down. And you want to take a look. You want to be diligent in this area. This is, if you're a bull and you're expecting this to go back up, or even if you're a bear, either way, you want to be diligent in seeing what's going to be going on in this area. This is going to be very, very important how Bitcoin is going to be moving. Not so much this is fine that it came down like that. Why? If you go to the oscillators down here, guys, okay? If you go to the oscillators down here now, I'm going to use the RSI right now. You go to the, let's start with a daily. That was good what Bitcoin did, guys. If you go to the daily RSI, you can see now that Bitcoin is coming down to correct the on the daily. If you go to, let me go to a 8-hour chart, you can see 8 hours already in oversold. Okay. So this the 8-hour RSI is all the way down there. And if you go even to the 4-hour, it's way down there, guys. You see, this is the 4-hour RSI is all the way down there. Lots of selling momentum. The wave extended because people got scared. It extended. That happens sometimes in Bitcoin where, so you have a FOMO fifth wave that goes up real high, and then you have it this way too, like a FOMO selling. You can't call it FOMO, you know what I'm saying? They get scared and it sells off real quick. So real quick, that can happen, and I still think it's going to make its way right there, guys. This is my target, 26,775, right at the bottom of that wave, on top of that wave right there, guys. Okay. Now in this area, you want to see what it's going to do. It's going to be very, very important to see what it's going to do. Is it and the RSI too? You want to watch down here in the RSI. It's going to be important, especially if you want to go to a little bit higher time frames. Is the RSI, is it winding up to be able to make another massive drop, or what is it doing down here? The RSI, it can come up. it can come up, but if it's not coming up that high, then you can probably determine that, okay, it's not going to do much of a dump. It's maybe doing more of a correction in there. So the next 2-3 weeks is going to be very, very important for Bitcoin, guys. So now here's the deal. Let's go over the other time frame, because this whole Bitcoin's going to $10,000 is back once again, and it's sitting at 27,000. I mean, guys, look, Bitcoin went from 30K to 27. That's like nothing for Bitcoin. Like right here, let's say, this right here, guys, it did a wick down there, but that was a 19% drop. These are pretty big drops, guys. They're not, they look small, but they're pretty big drops. Like right here, it went up into a wave, and this drop right here, that was 12%. So what are we doing over here? Let's see what we did over here, okay? I think it wasn't 12 or 13%. I can't remember now. I keep looking. So, okay, 12%. All right. So comparatively speaking, the drop that Bitcoin did, guys, is it's like below average. For a drop, Bitcoin doesn't have an A. Bitcoin has a D or a C minus. Okay. If it was down here, I'd be like, okay, that's a drop. That's a drop. Kind of like this drop. And that's the other thing is why is there more panic here than there is here? There's more panic here than there is here. And this was a bigger drop. There's a bigger drop. Maybe I wasn't paying close attention or something, but it just seems like there's so much more panic up here than there is here. This is 22%. This is 12%. And for some reason, this is worse. Okay. Maybe it's at 30,000. But here's the thing. I'm going to go over the higher time frames with you guys. Okay. So after looking at this right here, this is a wave. Okay. Bitcoin pulled off a wave. Now, there's a couple debates. I'll go over this with you, but I am bullish on this. I think this is going to be a 1-2-1-2 setup. And if this is a 1-2-1-2 setup, guys, you do not want to miss this right here. This is going to be like down here, guys, right down here, being down here, buying this dip. This dip over here is going to be like this one potentially. Okay. So to me, just looking at the setup, it's worth it. If I'm going to risk, let's say $10,000 in this area at 25.5, I'm going to take that chance of losing 10% of it, $1,000. Let's say 10%. Let me say 22. I'm going to take that chance. Okay, that risk to lose this $1,000. Let's say 1,500. Let's call it 1,500. Let's say 2,000. Let's say 2,000. I got 10K. I'm going to put 10. I'm going to drop the 10K. I see the setup. I'm dropping 10K in there. Spot position. Okay. And then I'm going to take that chance to risk that $2,000 that go down to 8K to see if this is going to happen. Okay. That's how I see it, guys. I think the setup, that's going to be the potential setup that you could be looking at right here. Okay. So now the other option is that this is a lot of people I see are calling that a wave one. I disagree with that, because this wave one down here is too small for this fifth wave. Okay. Normally the wave one is going to be about the same. The wave 5 is going to be about the same size as the wave 1 down here. Okay. It could be a little bit bigger, but you could see this fifth wave right here is about that size, guys. Okay. And actually this wave, in my opinion, didn't really end right there. It ended like right there. You see that little tick right there. That's actually where the wave ended. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And this is a flat move that it did over here, guys. So it actually ended right there. And this is a flat. So this wave is from here to here. And this fifth wave is here. So I think 1, 2, okay. And then the 2 actually is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3, back down for a 4, up for a 5. And now you have a 1, 2. Okay. And this is a whole new wave sequence. You check the RSI. The RSI came down and reset. Now the 10,000, let me go over this real quick. I'm going to go off track a little bit before I forget, is that this whole $10,000 Bitcoin, for that to happen, guys, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and, the indices are going to have to crash. They're not going to crash, guys, in my opinion. I need to show you something right here. This is the S&P 500 on the daily chart that I have right here, okay? The S&P 500 went up into a wave right here. So with the S&P, I'm thinking it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. it's going to be coming down for a correction. It could come down to here, and it's going to swing back up. This leg, I think, is probably about what it did right here, like this, and then it probably has a couple, maybe one more or maybe two more, something like that. But otherwise, it's going to either be 1, 2, or A, B, and then up for a C, with targets to 4,200, and it can get as high as 4,500. I don't agree with the melt up. It could be a melt up, guys. This would be 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, if you believe in that, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. So here's the thing: the S&P 500 is not set up to do this crash, guys. It's not. Their triangle. These guys went over. They did the triangle. Where's the triangle? These guys set up a triangle, like right here. Their triangle theory is already off. I think it was right here. Yeah, just like this. You can see the triangle. It was from here to here to here, and this is supposed to be a triangle. It's supposed to crash. I said, it's not a triangle, guys, and it's not. It's not a triangle, in my opinion. So this is not set up to crash. Here's the NASDAQ, okay? The NASDAQ didn't break that high right there, but if you go to the NDQ, it broke the high. If you go to the NDX, it broke the high. But I'm going to go on to the NASDAQ, guys. So the NASDAQ is in a position, too, where it went up in this sequence. I'm expecting to do a correction over here. And then the NASDAQ is not set up for a crash either, guys. It's set up for a correction, not a crash. And it's coming into this wave, and it's going to do one. And then the NASDAQ is going to have another move over here too, guys. So, okay. So that means that if this is not going to crash, the S&P is not set up to crash, then Bitcoin is not going down to $10,000, guys. I don't see it, but, I guess these could be fooling me, maybe, potentially. Could be the case. But you can see this went up into a wave, kind of like Bitcoin, up into a wave, just like so, and then it went up in this strong wave, and then Bitcoin went up in this strong wave, right? And then it's over here to do a wave. Bitcoin went up to do its wave, and it's going to do a correction. You see how now it's synced up with Bitcoin. It's going to come in and do a correction, and then if this is wave, it could do a strong wave. The only issue I have with the NASDAQ is how long is this correction going to be? How many is it? Is this the sequence, and then it's going to be in a multi-month correction? We just have to see how this is going to play out, guys. I don't know. I can't answer that. So the same thing with Bitcoin. How long is this correction going to be, guys? So that's going to matter too. So I hope I made my case about the $10,000 Bitcoin. The odds of that happening are really, really low, just based on the statistics of the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the other indices are not set up to do a crash, guys. This has been a really, really, if you think about this, look at this right here. The low, there's a low over here of May of 22. As you can see, this has been sideways for almost a year. So almost a year, they've been waiting for the crash, guys. And that's a pretty, if you think about this whole section right here, that's a pretty solid base. Not to say that it's going to go bullish, but this is a pretty solid base to be able to just go up, right? Either in a corrective massive bounce, or maybe it's going to go bullish, guys. So with Bitcoin, now I'm of the opinion that this is a 1-2, and then we could be winding up for a 1-2. Now, if this is a 1-2-1-2 setup, guys, this has a potential to rip over here. Okay, this is like the ultimate setup, or the smoke show. Okay, so just gonna have to wait and see how this is going to play out with Bitcoin. Okay, and that kind of follows my the rest of them, like other coins that I was telling you guys about that are set up to do that too, like Gala Games, Phantom, Hex Coin, other coins you've been looking at through these whole thing, like let me see, what's some other coin, Nakamoto Games. These are the ones I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. Quant, I'll go over Quant. It's coming down that area. Start paying attention to Quant, guys, as long as I think it holds 98 or something like that. Vicoin, the AI tokens, they went up into a massive, you think about it, they went up into a massive wave over here for the Vicoin, and then it's in this section and doing a correction, guys. Okay, corrected it up in here, and it's coming back down, redoing it. Here's the other thing is too, I want to show you guys something here. I'll show you something on my indicators. Okay, on my indicators on these assets that I guess some of people don't show you. Here's the S&P 500 on the monthly chart, guys. Okay, here I have an indicator, and the last time here's the ribbon, and here's the cloud and the indicator. It came down, got a green on the monthly chart, okay, telling you this is a possible buy zone reversal area, which it hit pretty much right on the nose, okay. The last time one of these showed up was the 2009 crash, okay. The other time it showed up was over here, way early, obviously, way early on that one, was back in the .com crash, okay. So it's the same thing. Go to, let me go to the NASDAQ. Here's the NASDAQ on the monthly, on the oscillator that I have, you know, here's its trend all the way up, boom. And then this oscillator's back down here. And I think that one, did it tag the bottom? I think it was early. Looks like it was early. Yeah, it was early right here. Still went down, up. But over here too was probably early. Not hit right on there, but you can see in this oscillator that it's the same thing. Okay. So that's how I'm seeing it. I'm looking at the long-term time frame, guys. I'm looking at more bigger swings and stuff, but just looking at these coins, you know, this went up into a wave and it's going to correct over in this section and it's going to go into another one. And that probably means Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be doing the same thing too, guys. So like I said, it's just going to be important to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Let me go to the CME futures, back to CME futures, okay? What Bitcoin is going to do here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, okay, guys? So I'm not going to be, hey, I still have all my coins. I didn't sell a thing, nothing. I'm going to be looking for longs, guys, and just patiently waiting and seeing what's going to be going on in this area. That's all I'm going to do. Now, other cases for this is a bear market bounce. The only way that this is done right here, okay, is that this is, if this is 1, 2, if this whole thing's a 1, okay, then you got a bigger ABC over here. The bottom was here, and then there'd be a 2 over here, okay, like this. And it would come probably, I would say, to this area would be a target 21, and then the bottom of the wave is 19,600. That would be your target if this is a massive wave 2 over here, okay? It'd be a multi-month correction. Okay. Well, excuse me. And the only other option that is available is that this is a 3-wave swing, a 3-wave swing, and a 5. I don't like that option for the fact that if you take a look at these corrections over here on Bitcoin, I'll show you why. This correction right here, if you look at the time, it took more or less about 63 days from this to there. If you take a look at this one, it took about 59 days. 59 days. So let's say 60 days. 60 days for that one, 60 days for that one. So there's a higher probability right here, right now, that this correction and that correction go together. And now you have an A, B, C. It's kind of getting goofy. Is it possible? There's a possibility that it could, but you got 60 days in the A wave, and now you got, let's check the B wave. The B wave is 99 days, and now you have a C wave that's going to be taken, let's say it ended right there, that took 144 days. It's possible, guys, but the sequences usually kind of make a little bit of sense, but you know, that's why I don't like it. I think that this correction went with this correction. It's this down here, and it completed it. And then if you go to the Bitcoin over here, is this a 3-wave move or was this a 5? That's going to be the, this right here is going to determine the near future of Bitcoin, in my opinion. If that is a 5th wave, then this could be the 2nd, and then it could be going up for a 1, and then have a massive correction over here for a 2, and then have go more along the lines of the Bitcoin halving theory, right? Then it could do that. If this is a 1, 2, and a 3 here, or an extended 3rd, then this whole thing is a 4th wave, and it's going up for a 5th. Okay. If this is a 1, 2, Bitcoin's going up to, I would say, at least 48,000. Okay. It's going up to at least 48 if that's a 1, 2, in my opinion, guys. You can just take the fibs. It's going to hit logarithmic fib. Right there's 42, 43,000, guys, on the 1.618. And if this is a 1-2-1-2, which it very well could be, you can't rule it out yet, then this is going up to near all-time highs, guys. I think if this is going to be that wave, you're going to see a peak at 58 to 72K max, no 100K, guys. It's going to peak right up there. Okay, that's how I see that. So basically right now it's just a waiting game to see what Bitcoin is going to do in this section, guys. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is just paying attention to its movements in here more than anything, and making a determination on what exactly is going to happen. Not going to know. We got one leg down and we want to see a retrace, and you're going to want to see that other leg back down, guys. So, and then these are going to be the areas back through here. I think it will come through here and bust the 26.6, and then probably land right about 25K right on top of this area right over here, guys. And if it does do that, that's going to be beautiful, beautiful setup, guys. Right, just like that. And right on top of that wave. And Bitcoin is, if it does do that, guys, back down, and it might take its time into a B wave, you know, take a long, long time, something like that, and it can swing back around just like so, back down into a C wave, just like this, something like that. And then you could have a nice 3-wave swing, and then it could get out of there, guys. Okay, that's just what I'm just making as an educated educated guess right now. I mean, could it rip out of there? It could, but I doubt it. Now, the other issue too you want to pay attention to is that Bitcoin has gone up for, quite a few months, and the time that it's been in the correction has been pretty small. So you want to pay attention to that. So where's the high right there? I think it's right there, right? So this correction, it lasted just 23 days. It was in a correction here. It was in a correction here for 23 days. It was probably in a correction. How long was this correction? Let's take it from right there. This correction lasted 19 days. So 19 days, 23 days. So yeah, over here, this correction may take a little bit longer. It could, guys. So that's the other thing is too, the time's got to make a little bit of sense over here too, guys. So you can't expect the correction just to keep staying so short all the time. So it might need to hang out in here for a little while longer. And this area too, it was in there for quite a while too. What was it like? That was only 8 days. It felt like a lot longer than 8 days, didn't it? It felt like 2 months. So that's how I'm looking at it with Bitcoin, guys. And to give you guys an idea of the count right there, this was a third wave. I checked it on CME futures. Okay. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the fifth wave, and now it is correcting it in that diagonal. And once it gets out of that wedge, the bottom of the wedge are always a target. This is happens like I see it like all the time. 70%, 80% of the time, boom, it goes to the bottom of that area. So I still think 26,500, something like that, and then over in this area, guys. But if it's correcting this leg, okay, how long did this leg take? 35 days. So you can expect 35 days potentially in this area, guys. It's just gonna have to wait and see how Bitcoin is going to suss itself out here in the near future and during this correction time, guys. So if you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.